Ed Corrigan out at the Pleasant Plains plots, and we're standing in block 11, and here we're looking at 3 or 4 or 5 different ways that we're managing the ground. One, we're looking at different tillages where we use conventional tillage, and then we're using either a strip till or a no-till, and then we're also doing those same things, strip till, no-till, and adding a cover crop to it. So we're really getting an understanding of how cover crops may or may not fit in a corn-on-corn production system and what we can do to alleviate it. So to my left, we can start to see that I've got 16 rows of ammonia that was applied in the fall, and then we planted into those, and you can start to see where when we applied the cover crop, we had a circular pattern spreader. We didn't have a in furrow, and it actually didn't cover part of the area. So the cover crop has really, the cereal rye that we use did a great job of sucking up the nutrients, which is what we really want for to help out with the watersheds. But it's also, when we put in crops like rye, when we kill them or as they are growing, they actually emit a toxin, an allopathy toxin that stops a lot of weeds from growing, stops, in this case, the corn came up, but it's really dealing poorly with that. And you can start to see where the good corn and with and without that cover crop it's setting it back. And of course we'll take this all to yield, and we'll have good comparisons of what it looks like with the same tillage practice without cover crop right behind our camera. On my right, now you can see what spring ammonia, and it really looks a lot better. Now it's not the ammonia timing that really helped, but it's actually that the strip that we created, more tillage, better tillage of creating a strip, much more dirt move, is what really is helping out with that allopathy. As we compare the blocks, it's really just all about that the cover crop. The more that we can kind of tear it up and tear up the root system, the less the allopathy is affected. We also have 28%, which is really, without any tillage, is really struggling, and it's going to end up, looks like, be the poorest yield. And it's not because 28% is a bad nitrogen. It's bad in that we didn't have any tillage to really assist those little corn plants to deal with that allopathy, and that's the real key. We also are learning a lot. Each of these trials, the fall ammonia, spring ammonia, and 28%, we did 8 rows where we banded starter at plant, and then we took that same amount of nitrogen and broadcast it in the next 8 rows. So we've got with and without, and we're seeing tremendous amount of influence to those banded starters, especially in the cover crop, but it also is carrying its way through on the no-till corn and on down into where we had conventional corn. The starters are making a huge difference in color and size, and we've got these all in 4 different hybrids. So we've got each of these replications. We've got 2 different starters that we've looked at. One starter is totally doing a much better job than the other. So we'll be taking that all to yield and economics, but we really need to focus on how can we deal with cover crops going into corn production and the allopathy.